And more than 1,000 issues, people have been talking about people. Tonight, our readers' poll decides the sexiest man alive.
I don't know. Am I?
See the best and worst dressed.
Whatever.
And the world's most beautiful.
Like women like that.
Tonight, we'll revisit real-life heroes and heroines. People whose courage touched our hearts, like the boy in the bubble.
He gave his life for strangers, and for me, that just says it all.
Tonight, the stars who shared their personal secrets.
I was living a lie, a terrible, terrible lie.
Tonight, the love stories that burned hot and burned out, and the royal romance that went up in smoke.
Lady Diana Spencer was a virgin when she married. She was a very innocent young girl.
She certainly wasn't a virgin. She had a string of lovers.
Tonight, people who live only for the spotlight and their most outrageous stories. Why?
The public likes it.
Tonight, people are talking about 20 years of People.
You'll be one of them People magazine. Down and out with a big movie star. Baby, you're gonna dig. Carry on. Drinking martinis behind the divider. Inside of them was me. Hosting a batch, making a splash in People magazine. Come with me and you can go far as your talent gets you. You can be in Hollywood, fast as a Boeing jet you. Thought packing, one of these days, all the people who meet you will treat you like a queen. Everybody will know you're alive. You'll be shopping on Rodeo Drive. With the rich and the famous will be your new routine. Wouldn't you love you on the cover of People magazine? Wouldn't you love you on the cover of People magazine?
Hi, I'm Joan London.
And I'm Charles Gibson. 20 years ago today, a very young and beautiful Mia Farrow, who was starring in the just-released Great Gatsby, twirled her string of pearls and looked seductively out at America from the cover of the very first People magazine. The movie was quickly forgotten. The magazine, however, invented a whole new style of American journalism.
Every week, 30 million people read it. What's the secret? Like many great things, it started from a simple idea, the very democratic idea that we are all fascinated by each other. We want to know about the everyday lives of celebrities, how they deal with their kids, and relationships, tragedies, and triumphs.
And everyday people? Well, often they rivet our attention by their surprising and courageous response to the challenges of life.
People reflects our pop culture. Tonight we begin our look back with a look at the most beautiful women in the world as they appeared in 2 decades of People. Starting with a classic beauty we first saw on the cover of People in 1975, one of her 60 appearances in the magazine. Meet the ageless Lauren Hutton. In a career where 25-year-olds are ready for the retirement village, Lauren Hutton at 50 has made the transformation from cover girl to cover woman.
Yeah, good. Okay.
I have 30 years of pictures on my face, and to see the different ways that they had us looking, it's amazing.
Keep young and beautiful. It's your duty to be beautiful. Keep young and beautiful if you want to be loved.
For 20 years, we've seen faces come and go. Our changing notion of beauty was reflected in the pages of People magazine, reminding us that what is camp in the 90s was hip in the 70s, like Charlie's Angel Mania. Sarah, Kate, and Cheryl and the gang had 12 covers in just 3 years.
Charlie's Angels were real popular then. It was a very made-up look. In the 70s, the blue-eyed blonde was really quite the thing to be. I don't think that that is as popular now. If you look at old clips of myself and the other girls who were hot in the 70s, it was a very made-up look. I had white hair, pink lips, pink cheeks, big black shadowed eyes. I think the perception of beauty has changed over the years, absolutely, particularly starting in the beginning of the 80s.
In the 80s, the big money decade, older could still be beautiful. Back in '74, a 33-year-old Raquel was an aging sex symbol. 9 years later, a 44-year-old Linda Evans was sexy forever. And Raquel, well, 20 years later, she's sexy again.
And if anyone has seen Raquel Welch lately, we know that she is more beautiful than she has ever been.
The sexiest woman alive. Boy, I'd get in a lot of trouble even mentioning that one.
That's a terrible question to ask me with my wife there. Mother. My mother, there you go. I like that.
My girlfriend, Christine Lee.
Good answer, good answer.
How about that, huh?
Well, I like type of like Whoopi Goldberg and Bette Midler because, you know, they have so much personality and character.
Thank you.
They're full of energy. You know, I like women like that.
Sexiest woman alive today.
That would be Estelle Getty. Sure. Yeah, she has a mature sexuality.
I think that beauty is very much within a person. It's not what they look like.
Hey, beauty within never got you a date to the prom, never got you to the Miss America pageant.
The 90s brought us a new kind of superstar, the supermodel, with an optional rock star husband. The 90s beauty is exotic. She may have a crooked smile and a more ethnic look.
The tyranny of the tall, skinny white girls is finally being broken. And I think that we have come to the understanding that we are all beautiful.
And what's the next wave in beauty? The Kate Moss waif look, the Kristen McNenemy boyish look, or how about the RuPaul I enjoy being a girl look?
Whatever.
Keep young and beautiful. It's your duty to be beautiful. That's right, girls. Keep young and beautiful if you want to be loved. Keep young and beautiful if you want to be loved. Ooh-be-doo. Oh.
Beauty, fashion, and glamour. When you say the name People magazine, you think of Julia and Lyle, Liz and her many husbands, Cher and her many hairstyles.
But if you ask readers what they remember about the magazine, more often than not, they remember the true tales of courage and triumph of the people we call amazing Americans.
They may remember Jessica, the little girl who fell down a well and the whole town that worked to save her.
They may recall an educator, Jaime Escalante, who took students from the dead end of the inner city and gave them hope.
In 1984, there was the baby who survived for 3 weeks with a baboon's heart.
There was the Stolpa family, who survived 9 days in a blizzard as a desperate mother kept her 5-month-old baby alive with the warmth of her own body.
They remember Michael Dopide. In 1993, he was shocked from his sleep by the worst Amtrak wreck in history. He pulled 30 survivors from the black waters of the bayou.
Readers remember all these uncommon stories of common Americans who rose to life's greatest challenges.
One other that everyone remembers, the Vietnam vet, Bob Whelan, an amputee who spent 3.5 years literally dragging himself across America, raising hundreds of thousands of dollars for disabled veterans.
Tonight, People celebrates the inspiring as we follow up on some of the most memorable tales